Race was never God's idea. It was man's invention designed not to unite, but to divide. Not to uplift, but to control. A lie dressed as truth. And once that lie took root, it rewrote generations. Race is not divine, but God's justice is. Race, as we know it, is a human invention engineered during the age of slavery and colonization. It reduced people into labels, skin into status, and God's image into a hierarchy. This was not science. It was strategy. A way to justify cruelty and to maintain power. The damage was deep. And it wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Whole societies began to see themselves through a racial lens, superior or inferior. What started as a lie became a legacy still seen today in injustice, inequality, and inherited pain. Many in the so-called dominant race are waking up to a difficult truth. This system of racial hierarchy wasn't just inherited. It was forced on others, dictated by power, and passed down through generations. And even now, it grants advantages not always asked for, but still received. So the excuse can't just be, I didn't build it. The real question is, will I help tear it down? And yet, there's a burden. A call. Not to feel guilt but to pursue justice. Reparations, reconciliation, repair. The road isn't easy, but it's right. Meanwhile, the non-dominant race are told, be patient. Educate. Forgive again. But how do you heal when no one acknowledges the wound? There is an expectation to move on even as injustice remains. But God sees. And God hears. In the Bible, when Zacchaeus met Jesus, he didn't just say sorry. He gave back what he stole. And then some. That's justice. That's repentance. And it's still the model for us today. The church must stop avoiding hard truths and start living out God's justice. The burden of race is not just on one group. It weighs on us all. But the hope of Christ offers another way. Where there was division, God brings unity. Where there was silence, God calls for truth. Where there was harm, God demands restoration. It's time we stop asking, who's to blame? And start asking, how can we rebuild? This is not about shame. It's about courage. It's about faith. It's about the kind of love that sets captives free. It's about Jesus.
Learn more, share the truth, join the conversation. You can also help make a real difference by supporting our efforts to provide education, health care, and hope to vulnerable orphans through our mission. Donate securely via GiveButter. https://givebutter.com/Good Shepherd Haven of Hope. Every gift brings us closer to a more just, compassionate, and Christ-centered world.